Don't even bother breathing. Being on the inside, you're suffocating. You know this is the end. You're praying for a new life. You're suffocating. You know you'll never mend.
Hello. All right, and welcome, folks, to the Buttkicker.com 145 here at Texas Motor Speedway. It is going to be the Bluegrass trucks on this beautiful Tuesday night here at this virtual Texas Motor Speedway. We've got a man up in the booth that needs no introduction here. It's going to be Jonathan Swartz. As Jonathan, it's always fun to be able to talk to you, man. We've really gotten a what's the word I'm looking for? A knowing, of you. Really gotten to have our fair shares of conversations as you've done your fair share of winning in the Cup Series as you're on your run for that championship. But you join us here tonight as we've had this following theme of Cup drivers up here in the booth, and it's gonna be a fun night, man. Excited to have you here. How you feeling as we roll in here to Texas?
Yeah, thanks, Josh. I'm definitely really excited to commentate one of these races for the first time. It's going to be a learning experience the whole way, but I'm definitely hoping I can learn a lot about how these drivers are racing for tomorrow's race. And yeah, I think it's a super fun racetrack, Texas. And so I can't wait to see how these guys are going to handle it.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a fun race tonight in the Truck Series. Is looks like qualifying is getting out of the way. Sorry about that. We were unfortunately had to start a little bit later. You was not going to be able to see qualifying. Chris once again pulled a goof, joined as a driver and not a spectator. So unfortunate for that. He wasn't able to watch qualifying. Should be able to get on board here in just a moment as it did just switch over sessions. Oh, I am bugging. As here we go. Looks like we've got our gridding up or qualifying grid setting. I don't know what I'm trying to say. The field is gridding up. That is what we are trying to say. Oh my goodness. As it's going to be that number 22 of Scott Madden sitting on that pole position. Then sitting on that outside lane, it's going to be that 66 or 16, excuse me, of Joey Doucette. He's going to be sitting there in that 16 Chevy Silverado. That number 3 of Jason Collins. He is going to be sitting in that P3 spot in that number 3 Simbox machine with that 24 of Will Weber. Going to be lining up in that second row on the outside lane, P4. Then it's going to be that 113 Daniel Worthington lining up P5 with CJ Mason in that P6 spot. Logan Russell going to be P7 with Wes Wiegand in that 88 machine. He is going to be lining up in that P8 position. Ed Osborne, he is going to be in that 9th position with Christopher Blanchard, rounding out your top 10 here tonight. It's going to be Ronnie Shirk, the Shirk on the lurk. He is going to be lining up in that 11th spot with Robert Richards in that number 48 machine. He's going to be he's going to be lining up in that 12th position. Then it's going to be Eric Gaskins in that Toyota Tundra. He is going to be lining up in that 13th position in that number 20 machine. Then Nathan Mowrer in that 971 Chevy Silverado. He's going to be lining up P14. Jeremiah Hobbs, he's going to be lining up P15 in that number 10 machine, as we've seen him kind of falling off his dominant pace these last couple weeks. We'll see if that 10 machine picks it up here tonight at Texas. At 23, Travis White going to line up P16. And then it's going to say Chris is on the qualifying grid. Obviously, he is not. So Travis Sweeney going to be lining up in that 17th spot. The Brian Terry in that 18th spot. Then it's going to be Jason Bridges 19th. Josh Lockwood rounding out your field in that 20th position. So looks like we are getting ready to go racing here as the front of the grid looks like they are pulling away. Yes, they are indeed. That 22 is Scott Madden. Gonna have the field in tow here as looks like we're gonna get lined up double file here, boys, and get ready to go racing tonight.
So looking at this qualifying grid, that's actually really surprising to see Scott up there starting on pole. He's one of our guys below the top 8 between 9th and 12th position. So if he can get this win here, that would be really impressive to see him make the final 8 since he's around that cut line right now.
And that was one of the things I heard right before we did qualify. Everybody was congratulating Scott on that qualifying run. So good little run from that 22 here at Texas on his qualifying lap. We'll see if he's able to hold that in the race, man. As we know they're going to get racy here early at Texas. Just one of those tracks that really invites racing. So it's hard to just kind of ride around here without passing. So we're going to see some guys getting down here early, and it's going to be elbows out here, I feel like, pretty early. 97 laps here to get it done to the Buttkicker 145. So we'll see how these drivers decide to take it. And where's the aggression going to be at here early as we are getting into the this is the going into the round of 8, correct? Yes. Yeah, so cutoff time. Here we go, baby. As that pace car is going to take that hard left turn. as that's 22 Scott Madden. He is going to bring that 16 of Joey Doucette with him as they are going to hit that restart zone. Green flag is out for the first time tonight. And your field is rolling here.
Joey
At
Doucette gets a really good
145.
start there.
Yeah, that 22. That inside lane looks like maybe not as good of a start as that outside lane, as it seems like 3 Jason Collins now going to pull up that back bumper here in turn number 1 and 2. As well now, it looks like that 16, though, got a good little run on that outside lane. He's going to take the lead for the moment. We'll see if the 22 is able to battle back. As that 24, Will Weber looks like he's now going to go with that 16 of Joey Doucette as they wheel it off in turn number 3. So that looks like it is going to be your first and second position at the moment. And that's 22 of John Madden. Already back 2 positions. We'll see how he does fight back here, though, on this second lap.
Everyone's already kind of filed out into like a single groove already. Everyone's trying to get down to that bottom lane. Looks like the preferred lane to be right now.
Yeah, we know how heavy that bottom lane is going to be used here early. We'll see those drivers start to move out as we got a battle for that lead here down the back straightaway, 2 wide. As that 24, that 16 going to be drag racing it off into turn number 3 and 4. We'll see the 24 sticking to the low lane. That 16 going to just file back in line. As that 22 is Scott Madden now. He's seeing this battling going on here in front of him at lap number 2. He's going to pull back up, try to have his shot back here at lap number 3, but it looks like that 24 of Will Weber, that 16 of Joey Doucette just has a little bit more pace here currently at the moment. We'll still see where that 22 can try to find some open air and maybe pick up some time here and get back up there in that lead.
We saw that pass come right off the exit of 2 where the Joey Doucette, I think, got under, passed for the lead. And I think it's all about just holding that bottom line on the exit 2. Very easy to slide up and just give up that inside line. So if you can just hold that line, that's probably going to be the place to be and the place where the people are going to make the most passes here tonight.
Yeah, we'll see how these trucks do develop here in the run. We're only at lap 4, and you're already hearing maybe a little bit more lifting than what you heard on lap 1. Is these guys almost probably full throttle all the way through here? As now as they get a little bit later on the run, you're going to see that trail break, and you're going to see that having to really back off, let the entry come to them a little bit sooner. You know, roll it in. So yeah.
That signifies who's in the chase or in the playoffs.
Yeah, just wanted to point out, yeah, there's a lot of yellow banners up here in that that lead, Josh. Hey, you guys see 24 Will Weber up there in the lead now.
And we do get a lot of those playoff drivers up here. Will Weber, Joey Doucette, that 16 machine, that 22 of Scott Madden, that 3 of Jason Collins. And, you know, Jason hasn't really shown a lot of speed at tracks like Texas, you know, these bigger 1.5 mile ovals. He's been one of those short track guys, but we know how much speed he can have on the racetrack. And looks like he's opened it up just a little bit. He's running P4 here strong. And he's right there on that tail end of that 3rd position. He's got the 55 of CJ Mason in tow, but right now it looks like he's going to pull back up actually as we say that. So now we've got a little bit of a battle here for this 3rd place position. See if Jason does open it up here. He's going to move to that outside lane, but see, does he grab any momentum off the top? He should get a good little run down the back straightaway, but doesn't look like it might not stick. Yeah, so he's going to just hold on to that 4th position at the moment, but we still seriously just got a battle for that 3rd and maybe even the 2nd position starting to form out here.
And Jason really trying to make that outside lane work here, see if he can get a pass around, but it's just when you get this long train of cars, they just start drafting each other, and it's really hard to make one of those passes work, especially on the outside.
Yeah, you're gonna see. You're probably gonna see Jason fall back here just for a little bit. Maybe CJ Mason gonna get him under that 3. Yep, looks like the 3's gonna slide it back up in front of that 55. So maybe just not able to find that momentum that he needs. But it does look like that Jason's doing a good job. He did drop a couple of spots in the points. Nate Mowrer taking that race last week. Did put or was it Brandon Robertson? I want to say it was Brandon Robertson that actually won last week.
Yes, it was.
But Nate Mowrer finished up there in that top 3. So did shake it up a little bit. Jason did drop back a little bit, but he is up here in that 4th place position, still looking good. But it looks like CJ Mason's starting to make a move on that inside.
I was talking to Jason a bit before the race, and he was just telling me about how he's actually going to be managing to try to save a bit of fuel. Since, I mean, this is like I think, is it end of stage at lap 40? I feel you can make like maybe about 24, 25 laps of fuel, but once you get to start Once you start to get around lap 20 or something, that's when the tires are really going to start to wear. Your car is really going to slide up on the exit of these corners, and so just managing those tires early is really important.
Looks like that 16 of Joey Doucette might have had something out of turn number 2 there. That 24 of Will Weber going to shut that door. Coming through turn number 4 now as you ride on that that hood, looking off that back tailgate back bumper area. You see the field behind just kind of shuffling around. Got a lot of single file racing here, like Jonathan was pointing out earlier. So seems like we're still in that little bit of a single file mess. Like you said, though, once you get behind that draft train, man, it's really hard to break that. It's going to take 1 or 2 drivers really stepping out of line, really trying to make a certain lane work or a certain line work. But it's very what's the word I'm looking for? You know, it's just probably not going to happen. You're just really not going to see drivers give up that track position trying to make a lane work this early in the race. But we'll see it happen more towards the middle portion. You know, like we say, after that halfway point, the light switch gets flipped. These drivers just turn into completely different animals. So we'll see. As right now, it looks like we're just going to be pretty stagnant. That 16 of Joey Doucette just trying to force that 24 into an error. I mean, really, it just seems like he is putting the pressure all over Will Weber, because Will Weber can look up in that mirror and see that, oh man, not only do I got that 16 behind me, but I got that 22, that 55, and that 3. So John on board here with Nate Mowrer, who is currently sitting in that 13th position. Not the strongest of run for that 971. Usually we see that 971 making the speed here early, but could just be something in that race truck that's not feeling too comfortable with him right now. He'll adjust, though. We'll see that 971 be coming through the field soon. Nate usually finds his speed before this is all over and said and done. So even if you're not expecting it for it to be a 971 Simbox Nate Mowrer day, hey, it can still be a Nate Mowrer day.
Well, he wouldn't be your points leader for no reason, Josh. Nate Mowrer struggling just a little bit. He's only gained 1 position since the beginning of the race, so looking for him to make a move up here. Then also you got that 51 of Ronnie Shirk in that 2nd place position in the points, currently sitting in that 10th place. So also up in position, but you see him battling it out with that 10 of Jeremiah Hobbs, who I want to say had a penalty and could not qualify for the race tonight. So having to battle it out with that 51 right now. So yeah, Ronnie's actually going to lose a position there to that 10. And then your 3rd place position, Travis White, is right behind him in that 23 truck. He's currently sitting in that 12th position, so you got a lot of that points battling in the back. But right now, it looks like that 55 of CJ Mason's already moved up around that 3 of Jason Collins, and he's already worked his way around 22 of Scott Madden. So Scott Madden on his way back as well.
Jason with a big run.
As we're approaching end of lap 15 or lap 16 here, we're almost near the halfway point of the stage. I'm wondering if any guys are going to start to undercut to try to get in some new tires and maybe pass some guys on track, and so you just see how hard it is to pass. So maybe pit stops and pit stop strategy might be the best way to go right now.
Well, I will say that CJ Mason is going to be the person to watch out for if it comes to pit strategies. I will say that driving with him and watching him over these past few months, he is the guy that likes to make you think about strategy. So CJ Mason's going to be making a move, even though he's not fighting for points. He's still fighting for that first place win. So he's trying his best to fight with these guys up here in the front. But looks like Joey Doucette and Will Weber are starting to pull away from that 55 of CJ Mason. But as I say that, lap traffic's coming into play for that 24 here before too long. So maybe that 55 is going to be able to catch up, give that 3 and 22 a little bit of a boost to get back up there as well.
Yeah, Will Weber doing a really good job here leading, just protecting anyone from getting underneath him on the exit of 2 here, as it looks like Doucette's catching right up to him. Maybe gonna be able to make a move. He's riding his bumper right now, but really impressive though from Will Weber, running 7th in the points, only 1 point above the cut line, so getting a win, just running really well. Oh, looks like they're starting to pit right now.
Yep. 24 called it out. Just didn't want to cut you off there, John, but it seems like that 24 going to come down pit road. You were talking about that strategy, and it looks like we're already starting to play out. So that should force the hand of some of these other drivers. It sounds like that 51 of Ronnie Shirk going to call his way down. 113 of Daniel Worthington as well. So we definitely got some drivers all going to be on this strategy.
Yeah, so this is going to be your make or break for these drivers. This is when you're going to be able to start seeing all of these championship players start dealing hands to get up there in the front. So all these drivers like you know, you got Travis White and Osborne and all those guys in the back that are fighting in the back of the pack, and they can now move up just a little bit, maybe get a little bit of a breath of fresh air. So maybe work a little bit of strategy out. But it looks like Joey Doucette's going to stay out. We do know CJ Mason, he likes to push to the very end, so he will probably be out till he can't be out anymore. But it looks like Robert Richards also deciding to stay out. Travis White in that 23, he's moved up 12 positions. So Travis White looking really good. You know, currently in that third place in points, as we were saying earlier. So it's looking good that he's getting back up here in the front. But like we were saying, all these drivers shuffling in now. It looks like Scott Madden, Jason Collins, Logan Russell, Daniel Worthington, Wes Wiegand, and Jeremiah Hobbs, followed by Robert Richards and Ronnie Shirk, all down pit lane now. So a lot of drivers coming down, a lot of drivers coming out.
And they can stay out for a bit longer, maybe 4 or 5 laps, but yeah, that fuel tank only about like 25, 26 laps, so they're not going to be able to stretch all the way to the end of the stage here. So question is, what is the benefit of staying out longer if you're probably going to take tires again at the end of the stage anyways? So I feel splitting in half is probably the best call here, so nice move by the leaders.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that same thing whenever I started doing the math in my head, and I was saying how long, you know, what would be the benefit of staying out to a full tank of gas, and honestly, it wouldn't, you know, it just wouldn't. It's best to come down as soon as you can, but you know, hey, these drivers are out there on the track. They know what they're doing, so I don't try to question them.
That was like 20's coming down, and I want to say one more driver.
That 29 to Travis 20 coming down pit lane. Don't get to talk about him that much, but just want to share some love to that 20 man.
Really impressive so far. 25 laps staying green. Everyone keeping it clean so far. I mean, once you get on these old tires, it's very easy. Even out of like 3 and 4, it's a pretty easy corner where you're almost flat. But once the car in the rear starts getting a bit loose, very easy to get in the wall off 4. So nice job for everyone for keeping the car clean so far. Keeping the truck, I guess.
Is going to come flying in. He's got to slow down though. As you are correct, man. These trucks can become a handful here in Texas, especially like you said in those late runs, and it's fun to see how much experience we do have in the truck series, man. These guys are definitely can catch you off guard with how well they race. You know, they're just they're a solid group of guys week in, week out. We see some great racing, and it is just fun to see these battles form out on track week in and week out.
Yeah, Christopher Blanchard, your 8th position, tied for 8th position with Scott Madden right now on that cut line. So it's important for him to do really good here tonight. He actually had a little bit of a incident going back to Darlington, where one of the drivers there got actually disqualified and their win taken from him. So Christopher Blanchard got to actually get advanced up into the round of 12. So he is currently looking for a position up in that top 3.
Looks like green flag stops are still continuing here as the grid's reshuffling. Is Will Weber back to the lead yet, or is he still?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so Will Weber has actually got back to the lead. Robert Richards is in 2nd place right behind him. Good for that 48. Robert Richards up 10 positions. So that 48, we don't get to talk a lot about him, but that 48's doing a really good job up here in that 2nd place position. But right behind him, Jason Collins all over that back bumper, getting a really good run here on the inside of turn 1. So probably going to see that 3 clear him.
Look at that gap that Weber's pulled on 2nd, though. That's just from the undercut, the amount of time he was able to gain. I mean, he's probably going to lose a bit of that over this long run here, but curious to see how much he's able to hang on to it and see if he can get the stage run.
Yeah, you see that there's about a 3 or 4 lap tire difference between that 24 and the rest of the field. You see Jason Collins, he's on lap older tires than Will Weber, but yeah, he undercut definitely a lot, but that undercut will probably come back and even itself out, and then the guys that are on the better tires will start catching him here before too long.
It's a big difference. Go ahead.
Lap traffic to play with right here, so definitely going to split this field up. Even tire advantage or not, you're going to see some guys having to work through some lapped cars here. So that's going to spice it up just a little bit. And you've got guys like the 48 here in the 3 battling, so love these lapped car battles, man. You really get to see picks and all these other little strategies these drivers do. It's just like a moving chess game.
over, I think the second stage is going to be around like 55 or so laps once they finally get back to once we finish this stage. So I'm not sure if the undercut's really going to play a big part, since I don't think you can make it on one more stop in the final stage. You're probably going to need 2 stops there. So not really too much to learn from this first stage in terms of strategy, but we're definitely seeing who's been fastest so far. Jason Collins coming back up and looking really fast right now. So don't count him out for the win yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jason. Oh, sorry,
No,
Chris.
go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, yeah, Jason definitely one of those drivers, man. You can never count out. Like I said, surprises me week in and week out with how much speed that he has. You know, I know he's a fast driver. You know, and I'm not underestimating Jason by any means, but it's just, you know, I think, all right, maybe this week Jason will have an off week, or maybe this week something will happen, and something has to happen. There's no way to stop that 3 machine, man. He is on a roll right now. I mean, he's 3 seconds back off Will Weber, but he's starting to gain each lap. I mean, he's taking tenths off in every turn. So that 3 machine's pulling that 48 of Logan Russell's that 48 of Robert Richards and that 2 of Logan Russell in his toe right now, and he's making a storm back for that lead, man. He wants that lead here. He wants to win that stage as we're pulling up on that 20 to go mark this lap by. So as he's pulling up to that 13 of Brian Terry right here.
Looking at Daniel Worthington right now running in 7th place, and I think he's right below the cut line. I think like 10th place in points, and if he can just he's just 4 places or 4 spots down. So if he can just get if he's getting in the top 10, I'll get some stage points, which could be really crucial to him making in the final 8. So just getting this top 10 could be really good position for him.
Yeah, Daniel Worthington is currently sitting in that 10th place. That 10th place in points, so he definitely needs to get that top 10, like you said, get those stage bonus points, whatever the word of it was. It looks like there's a battle going on up here for that 3rd place position right now. It's like that 16 of Joey Doucette's come up here in the mix of that 2 and that 48. Jason Collins starting to pull away just a little bit. It looks like that 16's going to draft that door panel just a little bit of that 48. Going to get a good drive in here. Going to make a pass on that 48 on the inside lane.
Really impressed how the 48's been able to hold this out to lane as well as he has. So, and as I say that, of course, 16's able to get by him, but through 3 and 4, it's almost just as good as the bottom line, but in 1 and 2, definitely a big disadvantage there.
As they're now starting to pull up to that 2 and Jason, or 3 Jason Collins, excuse me, in that 2nd place spot. I said 20 to go just a few moments ago, meant 10 to go as we are hitting that 7 to go this time by. So 7 to go to your stage break. We'll see a good little battle here start to form out for this 2nd place position. Is that 16 of Joey Doucette now going to go to the inside lane here? The 3 of Jason Collins. We'll see how hard Jason's going to battle for this position, as it looks like he's just going to hang it on that outside lane. Allow that 16 to go on by. He's just going to fall back in line. So Jason Collins is going to try to bring that battle back to that 16. We'll see if that 16 now has any chance of getting up there with about 6 laps to go up there and run with Will, but with a 4-second gap, not looking too likely at the moment, but we'll just have to see. Anything can happen, man.
Yeah, it looks like Will Weber's starting to get that gap just a little further back out. He did have it down to about 3.5 seconds, but now it's back out to 4 again. So we'll see if Will Weber can do a good job again, like he's been doing, and get that car out to that 4-second gap. But it looks like Joey Doucette's starting to will him in just a little bit. As I'm talking, he's starting to gain on him.
Will Weber does have like 4 lap fresher tires, to be fair, or excuse me, Joey Doucette.
You are correct. He does have 4 lap fresher tires, or actually 6 lap fresher tires. So he is getting a good run on him. But like we were saying, those tires will eventually end up evening themselves out and not matter. But with 3 laps to go, everybody's about to be able to go down pit lane and get those fresh Goodyear Eagles. So you know it's going to be the game now. The 16's got to make a good run to catch back up to that 24 to take this stage win, but it doesn't look like the 24 is going to give it up easy.
And this stage has just flown by, just about like 20 minutes or so, and we're already coming to the end of it. I mean, if we don't have any cautions, this race could probably finish under an hour, so definitely going at a really fast pace right now.
Oh man, you'd be surprised with as fast as some of these races can be over with. Like last week, I want to say we were done in like what 55 minutes.
Yeah,
Everything
it was a pretty
it
quick
was short.
race.
It was short. So these truck series guys, man, they're no slouches, man. They
Yeah,
definitely get
without
out here and will it. Man, they know
without
what they're doing.
without those cautions, you just have to be super aggressive and make sure you have that track position real early because you don't know if you'll have the chance to get it back. So
Yeah.
definitely interested to see how this fight between Doucette, Collins, and Weber is going to be once we finish this stage. Since I feel they're all really fast, and once we get them all on the same tires, we'll really have a good idea of how they stack up.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Chris.
I was gonna say that's unfortunate for the 22. You see Scott Madden, your pole sitter, actually sitting a lap down now. He is currently sitting in last place. So something
Had to
going
be a
on with that.
penalty on pit road or
Yeah,
something.
had to be a penalty on pit road. He is currently sitting in last place. So unfortunate for that 22 is Scott Madden, but he should be able to get it picked back up here. But yeah, you see Joey Doucette getting around him. CJ Mason right behind. CJ Mason has gotten around Jason Collins, so now Jason Collins has gotten moved out of third place.
Yeah, I was just talking about how good Jason looks, and I think it was just more in the short run. I think as this long run started to come off, he started to lose a bit more time, and those tires are starting to fall off more. So, cool to see who are the comers and goers.
That is going to be your stage break. It's going to be that 24 Will Weber. Looks like he is going to pick up that stage victory here in that Ford F-150. I'll have a word with that 24 in just a moment after their pit stop break. And, man, I feel like this is something you're used to, John, man. This is something we're always pulling you up in the booth, talking to you at the end of those stage wins. So it's going to be you on that other side of it now.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what Will thought about that long run and what it was like leading that train, or I guess just by himself there. But yeah, definitely congratulations to him for that stage win. That was a really impressive, just dominant, I guess, stage win right there. They're coming down pit road here. Curious to see if Will's still gonna keep that first place as they exit. Has a nice 2-car length advantage as they come on the pit road. Make sure just don't overshoot your box.
Yeah, you got to be tidy on the pit entry. You know, that stall looks like it's so far away, and then as soon as you get up to it, it feels like it's just the smallest little thing sometimes. Some of these drivers have problems finding their stalls. You know, it's just can be a big battle on pit road. Is not sure what was going on with Josh Lockwood there. As you see that 24 in his pit stall. Looks like that 24 just gas and go, baby.
Yeah, the 16 had the same idea.
So looks like they didn't take tires, you think, or?
No, they just went gas and go.
Oh, that's pretty fast.
Definitely an 8-second pit stop. I didn't think I saw. There was no right sides there, was there, Chris? Yeah, I don't think I saw any either. All right, well, gonna go ahead and have a word with that 24 of Will Weber. Let's see if I can find him in Discord. There he is. All right, we will have a word with that 24 in just a moment. Gonna go ahead and bring him up, and we'll see what he has to say about that stage win. Will Weber, this is Chris, Josh, and Jonathan up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man, you just picked up that stage win. No, you looked pretty strong out there with a little bit of an undercut. Now you came in, just took that gas only. Run us through that that strategy run right there. Is it? Seems like you are. Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, right now.
I'm maybe switching it up a little bit in the middle of the interview. Yeah, just redoing some numbers and looking at some stuff again. I think I'm gonna try something a little bit different. So we're going to go in, get some fresh tires right now, which is, I guess, a bit unfortunate. Because we're gonna lose track position, but I think it's gonna be worth it.
Well, heck yeah, I think Jonathan had a word he wanted to, or a question he wanted to ask you before we let you go. So go ahead and let him get that out, and then we'll let you get back on your way, buddy.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Will, that was an impressive stage there. That undercut seemed to work really well. Just curious what you thought about how the car was changing over the long run and how you adjusted to it.
Yeah, definitely just a lot more lifting in 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is still just full bore, just throttle to the floor. Even on the old tires, just lose a little bit of speed. So my mindset was just looking at the points and everything. You know, smaller field. I feel like if I went out and got the stage win and then just had a decent night the rest of the night, I was going to put myself in a good position to move on to the next round. So went out and got that accomplished. So now we'll go out and see how well we can do in the rest of the race.
Well, I wish you good luck then throughout the rest of the race, and nice job so far.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It's all right. Well, hey, thank you for the words, Will, and we'll let you go ahead and get back into your team chat.
Sounds good. You guys have a good night.
You too, buddy. And it looks like him doing that, guys, might have just brought some other change of strategies in. People just came down pit road. Again, as it looks like Jeremiah Hobbs just disconnected. That's unfortunate. Says he disconnected due to incoming packet loss. As, man, this might be one of the wackiest cautions I've seen in a while.
It looks like people are pitting like lap after lap, maybe trying to get like the freshest tires they can. Maybe they're expecting this to be a long green flag run and just make it on one stop. I'm kind of surprised.
Or people coming back in and topping back off, you know? It could be that too. Either way, man, this is going to be interesting right here, John. We're about to see a lot of mixed strategies. We know a lot of guys came down and just took some tires there, but we still got some guys out there that maybe only came in and took fuel only. It looks like that 19 of Christopher Blanchard, he only had a 7-second pit stop, and he's up in that 4th position. You go through the field, you got so many different varying times. We are on so many different strategies. This is where the racing gets fun. You know, we always talk about the race on the track, but people don't understand, man. There is a whole different, completely different race off the track that you have to win too. So this is where the fun begins, as I like to say.
Coming back to ring with 52 laps to go, can anyone make it on a one stop? That is the question. So here we go, back to green.
Yes, sir. That pace car going to pull off. It's going to be that 55 of CJ Mason. And there he is, man. That 113 of Daniel Worthington. You were talking about him earlier, John. And there he is. He's sitting up in that 2nd spot. We'll see if he's able to capitalize off this. But we are back to green here at the Buttkicker.com. 145 at lap number 46 of 97. The field is going to go off into turn number 1, and they are going to be all in shambles, as it is just going to be a big old gaggle of race cars. You see that 51 of Ronnie Shirk pulling into the outside lane here, going for that P2 position over the 113 of Daniel Worthington. As we've got 2 wide racing all through the field right now, and these guys really going to start to crank up that intensity after that first stage is over. We're going to see these drivers now, you know, definitely taking varying lines, and they're going to be cranking it up, trying to find any little bit of track position they can, as this is where it's starting to matter.
I haven't really seen Ronnie up here much of the race, but I think a lot of these guys don't really plan for the stage. They plan for the end of the race, so that might be what Ronnie was doing, just pitting and strategizing for where he's going to put himself at the end of this race. So see if he can keep himself up at the front. Nice battle for 3rd place here, coming into turn 3. It looks like the outside lane. Who is at the 27? It's 23, sorry. 23 of Travis White looks like gonna go around and put himself back up to 3rd place.
He is going to do that indeed, man. And like you were saying about Ronnie Shirk, he is one of those drivers, man, you know. He just kind of showed up out of nowhere, kind of towards the mid-season. He had some good runs early. You know, he had good runs for the mid-season, but, you know, it's just, it's fun to see not all these drivers, you know, are winning them every week, and they're still up here running 2nd in the points, man. Ronnie Shirk is just one of those drivers that he's doing exactly what he's done in the championship. Just kind of lurk around, just kind of hang out. And now that it's time to go, that 51's cranked it up, man. He's been looking like that race truck has just been on rails. He has been hauling the mail week in and week out. And looks like he's got another fast race truck here this week. As early he wasn't showing it, but now he's really starting to flex that muscle. He is moving.
With all these guys just moving around back and forth and front and back, I mean, that just tells you if you can make that final 8 and I feel you might even have the chance to go for the Final Four and even win the championship. So that's why all these positions matter so much, because if you can just keep advancing yourself to those next rounds, you'll definitely have a shot once you come to Phoenix.
Yes, sir. And it's fun watching these drivers too move around, you know, really trying to experiment with that racetrack. As we say that, though, the 23 going to experiment into his outside lane, see if he's going to make that outside lane work. As Travis White going to roll it to the outside of that 51 of Ronnie Shirk, and it looks like he's got a good little run in here to turn number 3. He's going to get a good exit out of 4. That 51 definitely going to come back on that low lane here into 1 and 2. And see the 23 almost clear. Maybe if he had somebody behind him, giving him a little bit of that momentum push, or a car in front of him to suck up to. Look at that. That 51 going to wash up as well. That 23, he's going to make that outside lane work. Looks like he got a little
Can you
loose off the
clear
corner
him?
exit.
It's going to be close.
Yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't.
Doesn't look like
He's
it.
going to get him. Yeah, he's clear. He's clear.
He's cleared him, yeah. He wanted to
Yeah,
pull
that
out.
23
There you
going to
go.
make the pass. And woo, that was a good little race right there. As that 23 of Travis White just made that outside lane stick out of turn number 4 and really stick out of turn number 2.
Yeah, I think we can kind of see like 51 just in 3 and 4, just kind of, I don't know if he was bouncing off the inside curb or just trying to correct the car. Maybe you're getting a bit loose. And when you're on that outside lane, you can just keep your foot planted and just get a really good exit. So while the inside is normally pretty good here, if you make just a small mistake or bobble a little bit, the guy on the outside will get you. So that's what we just saw right there.
See CJ Mason, he's starting to get a really good run from these pack of guys, but it looks like Ronnie Shirk's actually coming down pit lane. So the 51 doing a little bit of a strategy here.
Nope, we got Daniel Worthington down this lap as well.
Very odd time to pit. It seems a bit too early for that, so I'm not sure what strategy this is. Maybe those guys stayed out at the stage? I don't know. It's weird.
I just heard Twitty call the Chris, so sitting in 11th. Twitty's tasting them points again, man. He wants it. He's already gotten 1 top 10 this season. He hears those guys up there in the lead calling pit road. Twitty's probably thinking, hey, get me on that strategy, baby. I'm going to make up some spots right here. We'll see if this undercut works for that 29, man. It'd be nice to see him up in a good little top 6, top 7 run. As Twitty all year, man, just been battling not only that race truck, but racetrack, man. He's just had one of those seasons, and it's good to see him get success where he does. You know, good little man, good little man. I didn't mean to say it like that. I meant to say, you know, just a good man behind that wheel, and big heart, big shout outs to Twitty, man. It's all love, you know, from us in the booth when it comes to Twitty.
As you see the 23 of Travis White is starting to catch the 55 of CJ Mason. Maybe that 23 starting to burn that equipment up just a little bit. We do know CJ Mason is good at strategizing and making really good lines and driving and doing the things that he needs to do. So maybe that 23 trying to burn it up and catch just a little bit. Because, you know, sitting in that 3rd place position, he definitely needs to fight out and finish above that 971. But look at that, Josh. As I was sitting there thinking about it, there it is, the 971 up in 3rd place. Nate Mowrer always finding a way up to that front, but right behind him is that 24 Will Weber. So now you got Will Weber and that 971 fighting with each other. Looks like the 24 is going to make a move on that inside.
Yeah, and he's going to let that 24 go on by. He just called it out on the radio. So we'll see now, you know, it's not the 24 putting pressure on the 971 anymore. It's going to be that 971 putting pressure on that 24. So maybe Nate just has him where he wants him.
But yeah. But yeah, we saw Travis trying to catch the leader there. I think CJ Mason is as leading, but like once he gets down to that half second or like a 6/10 gap, that's when you really start experiencing all that dirty air and the car just really starts to push wide. And so if Travis can start using that high side, just maybe like half a lane higher, then he might not have to be as much stuck in that dirty air. But if he's taking that same line, it's going to be really hard to pass. So you might be able to catch him, but passing's definitely going to be another story.
And see, and that's why we like having you drivers come in here and talk to us, because yeah, we do know how to drive, and you know we know how to race too, but explaining sometimes, you know, it just takes that other outside source of information. So it's good having you in here tonight, Jonathan, and having your information. That was actually a really good call. Just wanted to point that out.
we are still rolling here. Lap number 59. Coming to lap number 60 is Travis White. Well, after that back bumper, that 55 of CJ Mason. We'll see if he's able to make a pass stick here soon. It looks like he's peeking that nose. That 55 definitely doing a good job just making that truck the size it needs to be to not let the 23 by, but we'll see if that Travis White machine can find his way around. I mean, this has been a good little battle right here. He has pulled his way up to CJ Mason. Like Jonathan was pointing out a moment ago, it seems like that dirty air is just really tightening that race truck up. He's not able to make it stick as hard when he gets up there on the back bumper. It just seems like that truck just starts to push, you know, and it's almost like driving a dump truck, man. Definitely not fun. So he'll have to search for areas on the racetrack to make that pass, like he said. You know, it's if there's a will, there's a way, man. You've got to make it stick, but sometimes it's hard to make that race truck stick on these older tires, and especially when it just plain don't want to do it. It just plain don't want to do it. So it's going to be fun to see these drivers now start to have to experiment, try to find their way around drivers.
As it looks like CJ Mason was starting to fall off there a little bit. Travis White was starting to pull up to that back bumper, but it looks like CJ Mason is starting to pull away again. Like we were saying, maybe got up into that back, that little bit of dirty air, couldn't execute that pass, and now he's starting to fall back a little bit. Just burned up those tires, because we do know once you heat those tires up, it is hard to. It is pretty much game over for them. So you don't get that life back once they're heated up. So maybe just stressing him out a little bit, starting to fall back. But Will Weber in that 24 is going to get around that 971 and Nate Mowrer, as you heard him call out and say. So Nate Mowrer falling back just a little bit. But Jason Collins in that 3 truck still in it. He is currently sitting in that 5th place position. 4th in the points, but 5th place on the track. You see that 2 of Logan Russell right behind him. Look at that. That 48, or excuse me, was that the 113 there? Yeah, it's the 113 of Daniel Worthington, excuse me. Making a tear up there.
Yeah,
so
nice.
Blanchard, that 19 machine going to come down. Sorry, John, did not mean to cut you off. Go ahead, buddy.
I was just saying, yeah, we're approaching like lap 26 of this run, so if people are able to get the car, get 26 laps of fuel, then they'll probably be able to make it to the end. But guys are pitting around like maybe like 20 laps into this run, so if these guys are pitting a bit too early, they're definitely gonna have to make another stop. So curious if any of these guys can stretch it.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of clutch in if they're not making it.
Yeah, we're finishing lap 64 right now. I think we're going to want to see if they can make it to, I think, lap 71. So if they want to make it 6 more laps, what they'll need.
It's 971 just called. He's going to come down. There comes Nate Mowrer. He's going to forfeit his 4th place position for fresh tires and fuel. Or see if these drivers still on that gas-only strategy.
See, Ronnie Shirk in that 51. He's going to be your last car on the lead lap. He is currently sitting in that 12th position right there behind that 3. He came down pit lane not too long ago, so he's going to be blowing by that 3 here before too long. But looks like that 3 is starting to find a little bit of life. But CJ Mason, he's just keeping that gap. He's keeping that gap to that 2nd place position of Travis White, just ever so out of reach.
That one stop's definitely going to be faster, but if there's a caution, that'll definitely give an advantage to all the people that undercut, because then they'll be having that better track position. So we've been pretty clean so far, but as we approach the end of this race, people might be starting to get more aggressive, and then we might see an incident happen. So curious to see if we'll be able to make it all the way to the end green, or whether we'll have a caution.
So it sounded like CJ Mason is going to come down pit road. Travis White going to follow in suit. Woo! Big moment there is Jason Collins going to stay out. He will assume the lead for the moment. As it's going to be that 51 of Ronnie Shirk on his back bumper, but not fighting for position, fighting for that lap back, as he is trying to get past that leader on those fresher tires.
So those guys stretched at 22 laps. They're 4 laps short. Let's see if Jason here can make it 26.
Yeah, we do know that we pulled Jason in the middle of strategies before, so we do know that man is slinging a bunch of numbers with the people that he has talking in his ear. So we do know that Jason's probably got a bunch of conversations going on right now. that we can't hear. So it's going to be interesting to see what this 3 truck decides to do.
Looks like he's holding up the kind of cars behind him, and I think it's fine if he wants to let those guys by because they're not really fighting on the same strategy. I don't think those guys might be looking for track position. He's probably just looking to save fuel.
And he did just wave them off.
Okay, never mind, I guess. I guess he's also... Oh, wow, these guys flying in a pit road.
Yeah, big stack up there. As it looks like Daniel Worthington should assume the lead here.
All these guys that were pitting 1 or 2 laps later at the end of the stage, this is what this was all about. Can they stretch that fuel? And Worthington's definitely giving it a good shot, but it's definitely going to come down to the end. So just needs to stretch it, I think, 1 more lap.
Yeah, Daniel Worthington's in that 10th spot in the points, so he definitely needs something here. Like you were saying earlier, that 113, he just needs a miracle right now, and you know, he pit on lap 53, so he definitely has a little bit of work to go into this, but it should be coming up here, like you were saying, you know, should be coming up into the pit stops here before too long.
Yeah, this would be a huge upset going from 10th in the points and jumping into the final 8. That'd be a great achievement for Worthington here. So
that would be a really big mix-up. See that?
What's his gap to second?
Right now, he's got a 3-second gap to that second place. So that 24 is right on that back bumper. So as soon as that 113 goes down pit lane, it's going to be a battle for that first position. Because right now, Nate Mowrer and that 24 of Will Weber are battling it out. But right behind them, Travis White also in the mix of it. So you've got a lot of yellow banners up here fighting for that first place position whenever Daniel Worthington finally comes down pit lane and surrenders that lead.
That's what you like to see, man. All those yellow banners, all those playoff contenders out there battling it out on the racetrack. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, these guys got themselves there for a reason, and it's fun to see them hold on to that speed consistently, and it's not making it any easier for them out there, man. Every week, I'm sure these guys are coming in, and, you know, you're not wishing your fellow racers are going out there wrecking every week, but you're thinking, man, I hope that guy that's really good just might have a little bit of issues tonight. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? You know, just a little bit of help. But hey, when you got everybody running this strong, this fast, makes it a little bit more tense, but it makes it a hell of a lot more fun. It's just awesome to see all these drivers just on their game, man. It's just a lot of good playoff drivers here in the Truck Series.
Yeah, you always hope that those guys lower in the points will kind of mix things up, but I guess it just shows the cream rises to the top. Just all these guys running at the front and then running at the front again tonight. So.
Yeah, but you see this strategy coming into play here. Daniel Worthington's about to surrender that lead. As I was saying it, to that 23 and that 24. As you see the 971 getting a little loose, so maybe that 113 going to come down pit lane next time by. But if these guys have to pit one more time, that could open up the door for that 113 if he was to come down and undercut it, because we do have 23 laps to go, and I don't think the guys that pit at lap 66 and 67 are going to be able to make it to the end.
You can just see how much that 113 sliding up in 1 and 2. Those tires are shot. He's losing a lot of time staying out here on old tires, but if he can make it a one stop, this might work. So.
Yeah, if I was that 113, I would be coming down pit lane right now.
I guess he stays up for another lap.
Pit road this time.
Whoa, as you see that 24 getting into the grass there.
Daniel Worthington coming in this time.
Yeah, that 113's losing a lot of track time right now. He's already almost 3 seconds off of that leader, so yeah, he's losing a lot of track time. Whoa, as you see the 9 seconds. Whoa!
Man, that was close. I think that was closer than close. There was definitely a lot of contact there, but I might want to see a replay of that. What happened? It was like the miscommunication about who was pitting there.
Yeah, as you see, Oh, just a little bit of a mix-up there from that 971, but everybody's going to get it. Everybody's going to get it under control, get it situated. You're going to see that 971 just stay out at least one more lap. But Travis White, that 23, is going to assume the lead with that 55 of CJ Mason sitting back there battling with that 16.
Yeah, that's the challenge with green flag pit stops is when you're trying to enter those pits, you get on the brakes and your front tires lock up a bit, you ride up the banking, and then you think the guy coming behind you thinks there's a spot on the inside open, but that's when your car is right coming down for pit road. So, yeah, it's just so hard to keep the car down on the banking when you're entering pit road there. So it's so important to communicate to the other drivers when you're coming into pit road.
Yeah, a little bit of right front damage on that 971. Maybe it won't hurt his chances too much here, but he still looks like he's keeping a good pace up here in that third place position. It looks like
Yeah,
Travis.
definitely.
Oh, sorry.
I was just saying that could have been much worse than it actually was. There could have
Oh,
been a
yeah.
spin, and yeah, so nice job minimizing all the contact that there was.
Oh, yeah. See that 24 Will Weber and that 16 of Joey Doucette getting around. That 55 of CJ Mason. Looks like Nate Mowrer is also coming down pit lane. Logan Russell also in the pit lane. He's been in there for about 20 seconds now. So like we were saying, this is going to start shuffling it up here. You're going to have a lot of your drivers that you're not really anticipating taking the lead. It's going to start battling it out because we're going to have a lot of drivers start coming down pit lane. And a lot of these drivers that have undercut are going to be moving up to the front now.
Travis White is now leading CJ Mason, is that correct?
Yes.
And yeah, it looks like they were on, if I'm not wrong, pretty similar tires.
Yeah, they are on the same lap tires.
I thought White was behind Weber when they came, or Mason when they came in, so that was a nice job from getting around him. I don't know if that was before or after he got on pit road, but it's definitely got a pretty big gap right now.
Yeah.
Does indeed. He's got a 3.6 second gap. To be 100% accurate. He is definitely pulling away, man. That 23 Travis White showing us something here in this late run. He's got, what, 16 to go this time by, so good, man.
Yeah, so you got Travis White right now currently sitting in the lead. That number 23, your third place points position runner running in that lead. You got CJ Mason in that second place position. Jason Collins in third place, your fourth place in points. He's looking to get up here and try to capitalize with these guys, but it doesn't look like he's gonna get up there with a 13 second gap between him and that first place position. So Travis White gonna have to come down pit lane before Jason Collins can get up there and catch up. But Jason Collins also on a couple of lap fresher tires than him, so maybe gonna be able to make it to the end. And then you got that 42 Ed Osborne currently sitting in that fourth place position. Also one of those points runner tied for that fifth place with Joey Doucette. So Ed Osborne's also up here battling, catching that 3 of Jason Collins. So maybe he'll be able to battle him out here in a little bit. You have that 20 of Eric Gaskins sitting in that fifth place. With that 19 of Christopher Blanchard sitting in sixth position, up 4 spots. Good to see, like we were saying, Christopher Blanchard getting in after a little bit of a mix-up there. The Darlington race going to be able to get into that points race. So he's looking for his best finish that he can right now. Will Weber currently sitting in 7th, battling it out with that 22 of Scott Madden.
And if I'm just looking at like the top 5 and the lines that they're taking, it's kind of interesting to see like Jason Collins, as he enters turn 1, he's actually taking a quite narrow line on entry, where like Mason and White are actually taking a very wide entry, and I don't exactly know if one of them is hurting, like if one's better on the short ones, one's better on the long run, but it's definitely a noticeable difference, just their approach to the corner. So it's unique, since I feel that a lot of people want to kind of strain out that exit, and you can kind of like run the second line through there and then just kind of maintain a lot of speed, or you can kind of do a slow entry and then a fast exit. And so I guess it all just depends on where you are track position wise, if you're trying to overtake someone or you're just trying to manage your tires. So
Yeah, it looks like Jason Collins is cutting down the gap between first place. He's got it down to about he got it down a second, so he's down to 12 seconds now. So Jason Collins starting to move up just a little bit, but it doesn't look like he's gonna be able to catch him unless, like we were saying, you have some kind of freak miracle or a caution come out, because he's got, like I said, 12-second gap on that first place position. But CJ Mason currently got a 2 and 3 second gap on that first place position. So in between him is that 16 and that 24 Will Weber, also in between him and that leader. So Travis White, CJ Mason can see him, but Travis White doing a really good job at keeping that lead and taking off with it.
yeah, Travis is just praying for it to stay green for these last dozen laps here, just really hoping, as I think he knows he can keep this race win in the bag with the nice lead he has. And like I said, with that dirty air, even if Mason does catch up to him, he's going to be really difficult to pass on those old tires as well. So
Let's ride on board and see if that 23 is conserving at all.
Doesn't sound like it right now. He was pretty much what you'd expect throttle-wise coming through 3 and 4. We'll see if he decides to save any this time. But that pace definitely still been where you should be expecting it. So
I'm curious if any of these guys are going to start pitting in the next 5 laps, or how many of these guys can make it, since a bunch of these guys were hoping for a caution, that way they wouldn't have to worry about this fuel strategy. But a lot of these guys did pit, like you said, around like 20 to 22 laps in the run, and that would put them maybe like 5 to 7 laps short. So I would not be surprised to see some pit stops coming up near the end of this race.
Yeah, so Travis White and CJ Mason coming down pit lane. So doesn't look like they're going to be able to stretch it to the end. So Jason Collins is going to assume the lead at least here with 6 laps to go. 7 laps to go, excuse me. So don't know if he'll be able to make it or not.
And we saw Worthington was the guy that stayed out the longest, so again, see if he's going to be able to get that track position back and maybe steal a win here.
Yeah, because right now Will Weber's actually in front of him. And then right behind him is Robert Richards. So it looks like Ed Osborne's coming down pit lane. CJ Mason's falling back as he's coming out of pit lane. So Jason Collins can at least take over the lead. Maybe he's got a strategy worked up in his brain. We do know Jason can't do things like that. So maybe he's just going to start pushing the clutch in, coasting around the track. But he's got a 12-second gap on that second place position of Eric Gaskins, up 11 positions. So Eric Gaskins doing a really good job moving up here.
pitting though.
Okay, so you did hear he is pitting. So Will Weber, it's going to be a battle between that 24. So you see Travis White also trying to battle it up. Daniel Worthington, he's moving his way up as well.
Yeah, it's easy to save fuel maybe like 1 lap, but having to save 5 or 6 laps of fuel at a 1.5 mile track, that's a lot of fuel saving. So I'd be really impressed if Jason can stretch it here at the end.
Yeah, he's got a 20-second gap on that second place position right now. So let's see if he can do it. There's only 5 laps to go. So like we said, if anybody's going to be able to do it, it's going to be that 3. We'll go on board here with him just to see if we can hear if he's got any coasting going on.
He ain't saving, I can tell you that. He is running very competitive lap times right now.
Some of those ways you can start saving, like clutching it into the corners, just letting off early, maybe not going back to full power as soon as possible. Just those small things can really add up throughout a lap.
The 3 did call he was pitting in this time, so.
Oh, caution! Wow, that's gonna change things right as Jason's gonna enter pit road. I think that's actually gonna hurt him a lot, because he's probably still gonna need a pit, because he's gonna have to make it through all these pace laps as well. So
there are only 8 cars on the lead lap right now, though.
That was the caution coming out with 2 to go, man.
So we're gonna have a green-white checkered, I guess, here at the end.
Sure. I didn't even realize it was already 2 to go. I was still thinking we're, just on a good little run. Is this what brought out the caution?
Yeah, that's what brought out the caution.
accelerating on pit exit. Just I guess got on the gas bit too early, hit the pit wall or the pit exit wall. It is a tight pit exit, and you're trying to get up to speed. Don't want to lose as much time as possible, but just those rear tires spinning, and so you gotta be patient on the gas on acceleration there.
Yeah, unfortunate for Gaskins, man. That is something you just don't want to do.
Well, that would not be considered a commentator curse. I was not talking about him at the time, even though I was talking about how good he was doing here. He did bring out the caution, so sorry if you consider that commentator curse there, Eric. Yeah, but Jason Collins is going to come down pit lane, but Will Weber's going to stay out. It's going to be a battle here now. So Jason's going to have fresh tires against all of these guys in the beginning.
I think that really hurts Worthington. He was hoping everyone could pit and he'd be able to unlap himself there, but I think with that caution coming out, he got stuck a lap down, so I don't think he has the chance. But really a nice effort by him, and if he went green, that might have been a very different story there. But
Oh, he's on the lead lap.
oh, he is. Sorry,
Yeah,
my bad. I was looking at the wrong leaderboard then.
No, you're good. You're good. He's sitting in second place. Yeah, it's just probably where the field got froze. It'll probably give all these guys in front of him the wave around, you know. Yeah, he's currently sitting in second, man. He's got a good little shot at it, but CJ Mason's got about 14 lap fresher tires, and then Jason Collins just put it on lap 95. He's gonna be still sitting in fourth place. So this is still anybody's race, man.
All these guys have been focusing on doing these long runs. Now we're finally gonna have a super short sprint to the finish here, so be a lot different than what these guys have been working on the whole race. So gotta tighten those seat belts and go all out, go all those moves, find those tiny spaces, and hopefully find a lane open on the bottom. That's probably gonna be the fastest way. If you can start on the inside on this restart, you'll have a good chance.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. You're definitely hit it there with the tighten up the seat belts. These drivers are gonna be up and on that wheel, man. Coming to this green white checkered attempt 1 out of 3. So gotta be a fun little sprint, as you called it, you know. And it's just always how it's gotta be, you know. You do this big long green flag race. You're getting to the last 2 laps to go, and then it's just all of a sudden, hey, caution, buddy. You're gonna have to rack them back up, and we're gonna just have to just make you a foot race to the end, basically. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good little sprint here. We got some guys on some very, very mixed tire strategies and just tire life in general. So it is gonna be fun to see these guys just carve their way through the field.
I think we saw at the start of the race, the guy starting in second on the outside actually got the lead off of 2 here. So I think the crucial thing is going to be, if you're starting on the inside and first, you want to try to push the guy in second as far right as possible, that way you can get as wide of an entry as you can. You don't want to be having the super tight entry and having to let off the gas and giving the guy on the outside all the momentum and the run on the exit. So yeah, it seems like being in the lead would be an advantage, but all matters on how you're going to push that guy in second.
It's going to depend on how aggressive you're willing to push the issue and how much you're willing to push it. You know, it's going to be fun to see. As right now, it looks like we should be getting our wave arounds this lap, I want to say. Yeah, there goes that 12. So here we go, man. Look at that. That 3 of Jason Collins was just leading this race. Had to come down pit road. Oh, we got contact under caution. 48 of Robert Richards just hit CJ Mason.
Guess they weren't expecting all those guys to take those wave arounds, and they just thought they were continuing to speed up. But yeah, there was a big check up there.
Yeah, you see CJ Mason's trucks all beat up there now.
Yeah, that could be unfortunate for the 55, man. We'll see. Hopefully that damage doesn't affect him too much, as the pace lights are going to be off. We got a very small field out there left on the racetrack. Oh, there's the rest of the field. They're just all getting cowed up. Forgot they did get the wave around, and they got to make that very fast sprint across the track, and just everybody's all out of sorts trying to get caught up here, trying to catch your breath. It's fun, but it's going to be fun to see. Let's see if Jason Collins, man, on the freshest tires in our top 4 right here. We'll see how he does, if he's able to secure just a late race win right here.
He can make it 3 wide going into 1.
This is going to be the restart of the century right here, as they are racked up 2 by 2, bringing them to the restart zone. Green, green, green driver, let's go. Is that 24 going to get off to a decent start? That 113 though, look at him coming back on the inside lane here. As that 113 of Daniel Worthington, man, has not been in pit road since lap 76. He's making them tires work on that inside lane, though. He's going to pull past Will Weber. Here comes that 3 of Jason Collins. Them fresh tires really going to open up down the back straightaway here.
Defend, defend, defend. Go low. Block him for all you can. Don't leave the space.
Yeah, it looks like that 113. Oh, he's going to do it. Big cutoff there. The 24,
Whoa.
big loose, as he's going to get on the apron. Jason Collins now going to have a run back at it. White flag this time.
Yeah, that was a big cutoff move there.
Jason's gonna put this car as deep as he can into the 3, see if he can just.
Oh, wreck it out of 2, wreck it out of 2. It looks like they're going to gather back up. 24, Will Weber just went around.
Can Jason
We're going to
catch
keep
him?
rolling. Out of turn number 4, here they come. The 3 gonna lock it on the bottom. The 113 of Daniel Worthington's gonna win. The Buttkicker 145, excuse me. Here at Texas, Daniel Worthington. You were talking about him earlier, John. And look at that, he is gonna pick up the win here.
That's a huge win for him, man. I mean, that was some really impressive defensive moves on some old tires. So, yeah, rightfully deserved that win. After being able to hold off one of the fastest guys all day.
And
So.
yeah, he's getting a big congratulations too from everybody. That's what you like to hear. As soon as he was coming to the checkered, even Jason was screaming out, "Hell yeah, Daniel!" So that was a big win from them. A lot of support from all these drivers. His fellow competitors. So we're gonna see a good burnout right here.
Not only a huge win for Daniel Worthington, but it's going to send him from 10th in the points to locked into the final 8. So, yeah, huge accomplishment.
Yeah, that's also going to just bring nothing but momentum to that 113 machine, man. Awesome race from Daniel. He definitely pulled the strategy off perfect. You were talking about it early, John. You brought it up multiple times throughout the race, and hey, it came into fruition, man. You definitely had the eye on that 113, and for a good reason, man. That's just spotting talent right there. That's that natural talent, All right, as we'll go ahead and run through your unofficial results for tonight's race before we get our post-race interviews underway. As it's going to be that 113 of Daniel Worthington, who you still see giving it a big old burnout. He is going to pick up the win and lock himself into the round of 8, man. He was sitting on the bubble for that 113. And that 113 driver just come blow it up. That's how you're going to celebrate the end of the night, man. Just blow it up. But he's going to pick up that first place win here tonight, as it's going to be Jason Collins in that second place position. Then you're going to have Travis White in 3rd with Ronnie Shirk in 4th. Robert Richards in 5th with CJ Mason in 6th. Nate Mowrer in that 971 going to pick up 7th position with Wes Wiegand in 8th. Then it's going to be that number 9 of Will Weber picking up that 9th spot. Or 24, excuse me, of Will Weber picking up that 9th spot. I don't know why I said it like that. With Ed Osborne in that 10th position. Travis Twitty going to be lining up in that 11th spot, or finishing in that 11th spot, excuse me, with Christopher Blanchard in 12th. Logan Russell going to be 13th with Brian Terry 14th. Jason Bridges 15th. Josh Lockwood 16th. Joey Doucette 17th with Scott Madden 18th. Eric Gaskins 19th. And Jeremiah Hobbs rounding out your field in that 20th position. So looks like we have Travis Wright ready for that 3rd place interview, as we will bring him in just a moment.
Thanks.
Again, Travis White, that number 23 machine. Have a word with that 3rd place finisher. Travis White. This is Chris, Josh, and John Swartz up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Yes, sir. Hey, third place finish here in that 23 machine tonight, man. How you feeling after bringing it P3 here at Texas? That race went by, but that late rate caution came out at the end and kind of threw a little bit of a wrench here. How you feeling though after tonight, man?
Pretty good. It was going great. I got to lead some laps and stuff, and I think if I'd have had another lap, I think I'd have had enough to pull out the W. You know, but me and CJ Mason, we ran pretty hard. He led for a little bit, and then I finally got around him and had some battles with Ronnie. Me and Ronnie's run a lot, pretty good and pretty clean, man. It's good. It's good to run with clean people that can run hard and run clean with.
So Travis, I saw that throughout the run, you seemed to actually be working that high side pretty well, and it seemed like once you caught CJ, you kind of got stuck a bit behind him. So just curious, how well do you think the outside line worked, and do you think you could have been able to make any moves around the outside for the lead, or do you think that bottom line was the place to be?
Well, I'm not sure if Daniel or Jason was able to get tires. That first stint through the before the stage break, I just went ahead. I was already in the back, so I figured, I'm already in 10th, so I'm going to save a set of tires and gamble and see if I could get a caution. And I was hoping a caution would come out probably about 10 laps beforehand. That way I wouldn't have to pit under green, and then I'd have an extra set of freshies, and then I'd really be able to put the thing on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we were definitely looking at how close that final stage was going to be on fuel. It looked like people were trying to stretch it, and that final caution came out right at the end. So
I don't know if anybody could have stretched it from the stage. A lot of people come in like with 2 to go or whatever. They came back in and topped off. And, I was looking at my fuel calculator, and I even tried to run some laps, kind of like 3/4 throttle, but I mean, it just seemed like it was too slow. I could have got 25 laps, but 23 ended up being what I figured it would be as far as on a green flag run. There's a lot of strategy, and it almost paid out.
Well, hey, Travis, you had a good run here tonight, man. You picked up that P3. That's going to help you out in the playoffs as we roll into the round of 8. So if you've got any final words, final thoughts, shout outs before we let you go here tonight, man, you can go ahead and throw them out there.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Simbox, CJ and Ronnie for running real clean tonight. Jason for, this is a great league. And Daniel for, pulling off the win tonight. And you guys in the booth for calling the race, man.
Well, thank you, Travis. It was always a pleasure to have you guys up in the booth, have a word with you. And again, congratulations on that P3, and we'll be seeing you next week. Yeah,
I'm going to try to get in here next week too.
All right. Heck yeah. We'd love to hear it, man. Well, hey, good luck in the rest of your week, and have a good night, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and that was that 23 of Travis White, and going to go ahead and bring in your second place finisher, that number 3 of Jason Collins. Have a word with him. Jason Collins, Chris, Josh, and John up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
What's up, boys?
Hey, man, you had a little bit of a late run right there. As there at the end, you were leading. The caution popped out with about 2 to go. We heard you calling to come down pit road, and as soon as you were about to come down, caution popped. So you stayed out, able to pick up those fresh tires, but that 113 of Daniel Worthington, man, just made that good block in turn number 3. Didn't seem like you were able to make it stick after that. But
I didn't have tires though. I was on old tire. I was on.
Oh, were you still? Okay.
20 something old tire. Yeah, I ran.
Okay.
What was it, like 70? I don't know when I pitted last after the stage. I know I was on the old tires. Like if you notice when I gave Weber a push on the start there, I got really, really loose, but I just stayed in it, man, and drove it off the wall. And I saw the opening below. I saw him and Dan fighting hard, so I drove in under Weber and got behind Dan. And then Dan left the door open pretty wide open there going into 3. And I started to put my nose up in there, but then I was like, man, I'm not even going to risk wrecking me and him both right here. I lifted and let him have it, man. He deserves it. He raced a hell of a race. and so did Travis. And strategy. I knew it was going to be a fuel strategy race. Just ended up being short, anyways. Man, thank God the caution came out. I'll never be that lucky again. I'll never get that lucky again. But yeah, it was after having basically 4 straight weeks, 3 of getting wrecked out, 1 of wrecking myself out, 4 straight weeks of not having the finishes that I wanted, and I know that I'm capable of having. Feels good to be back in top 3. I'll take a P2. That's a momentum booster that I needed.
Heck yeah, I know what that's like, man. Being on those racing dry spells, it's definitely not fun, and it's always fun to have you up here in the booth, man. You always bring that energy, Jason, and you did a great job here tonight. And hey, if you've got any final thoughts, any final words before we let you get out of here, if John, do you got any words for Jason before we let him go?
Yeah, Jason, I was just watching throughout the race how you were kind of really strong in the short run, and then you kind of seemed to fall off a bit more, and it seemed like Travis White and a few other guys were able to get by you. And I was just like curious if you were able to get some fresh tires at the end starting in 4th, do you think that you had the speed to be able to go for that win?
Oh yeah, no doubt. If I had tires, and I never expected there to be a late race caution. We contemplated not taking a set in the first stage and just running it out because I knew that I was trying not to burn my tires up. Even, believe it or not, I was never ran wide open, not one single lap. I was saving the entire race trying to just stretch those tires as much as I could because the track was way more rubbered up and super hot compared to what it was in a lot of practice times or sessions that I had done prior to that. So track was a lot slower, and it used tires a lot more just based on all the practice rubber that we'd put down during practice qualifying. And you could really, really feel it going into 1. You had to really crank the wheel compared to, if you remember in that session that you and I were in earlier, you could kind of just barely turn the wheel and it'd go right down the white. If you didn't crank the wheel, you weren't making it to the white. You could just feel it pushing. Just wanted to shove through the corners because it's so greasy and just slick, especially going into 1. And I just knew that burning the right rear off was another problem. If you burn the right rear off, then you can't put the power down. So just tried to save best I could. Taking it. I just took it easy, man. I mean, straight up. Like I just wanted to make it through the race, no wrecks, no damage, and I don't know. Just want to make sure that I finished top 5 at least. And so I'll take a P2 all day. Like I said, it just feels good, man. Excited, glad to be back up top. I'm super excited for Dan to get his first win in the series. He's been with us for a while, and super proud of that guy. He's come a long way. We had a talk earlier in the season about driving and stuff, and he was causing a couple accidents early on, and just kind of told him to let it ride, man. Just take it easy the first few laps. And, I'm glad to see he heeded that information and it was able to pay off and the guy gets a win. That's freaking amazing.
Well, with Daniel's win and your 2nd place, looks like you'll be able to continue battling in that final round of 8 and all the way Toledo, Phoenix as well. So hope you enjoy the last few weeks of the series, and yeah, excited to see those battles in the next few weeks.
Yeah, that's it's going to be interesting because I don't know if we've made the announcement on the broadcast yet, so I'll just go ahead and do it. We are doing the Xfinity Series in October when we fire back up for our fall season. We'll be adding an Xfinity Series, plus we'll have our trucks and our Cup again coming back, and I'm really excited about that. We had Buttkicker come on for the rest of this season. They're going to give out a game or 2 system for the champion in the truck series and the champion in the Cup series, and then we're going to give away one to a lucky viewer the night of the Cup race. So big thanks to Buttkicker for coming on board with us, and thanks to Rims One for always doing the Heart Charger in the Cup series. Thanks to my spotter Noggle. Couldn't do it without the dude. I was sitting there saying, I can make it. I'm going to make it on fuel. He's like, dude, you're short. Shut up. I was like, I know, I'm just being wishful. I was like, maybe there'll be a caution. And then luckily, we got one. So it was fun. I had a good race tonight. It's much better than getting wrecked out. It feels much better to finish in the top than get wrecked out.
I definitely agree with that statement. So, yeah, once again, congratulations on your second place finish.
Yeah, man, appreciate it, and good luck to you tomorrow night in the Cup race, man. You've been dominant in the Cup Series, so looking forward to seeing you. See what you can do at Texas, man.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Jonathan, have a good night, man, and we'll be talking to you next week. Or
All right.
Jason, I don't know why I said Jonathan, my bad.
No worries. See you, Josh. See you, Chris.
All
See you, John.
Later, bud. All right, he probably wanted to move himself, but I moved him anyways because I'm a rebel. All right, and gonna go ahead and bring in that 113 to Daniel Worthington and have a word with him. Daniel Worthington, Chris, Josh, and John up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Sure do.
Woo, man, excited to talk to you, Daniel. First win of the season, and man, I got to just say it. John probably gave you that win tonight, man. He was up here in the booth, and when we were getting into that early race, as I am definitely looking, as we were getting into that early race, it was just it was looking like we didn't know who was going to win it. We were talking about it, and then he brought up your name. He was like, it's going to be fun to see, someone like Daniel Worthington, a driver on the bubble, how they're going to, maintain tonight. And man, if you didn't come out here, stick it on that overcut there at the end and make it work, man. You were rolling there at the end. That caution popped out, and it seemed like after that it was just nothing but looking back, Daniel. You had the car to beat tonight. You made some awesome racing there at the end with Jason, and all night, dude, just coming through the field, working your way up from the back multiple times. It was just good to see that 113 pick up that first win of the season, and it must be a really good feeling here tonight.
Oh man, it feels awesome. What a time to do it, huh? I mean, if it wasn't for Wes there making that call and said, I think it was right after the stage, and said, let's pit. I said, all right, you sure? And we did. And man, if I didn't want to see that yellow, I was like, man, I got enough fuel. Hopefully I'm picking these guys apart. And the yellow came out and said, I'm staying out and I'm going. What do I got to lose? And man, did it not pay off, huh?
Oh, it paid off indeed, Daniel, man. That was an awesome show you put on here tonight. It was just it was fun to see it. You coming your way through the field. You started here tonight in fifth. You moved back a little early. You moved back forward, and then through some cautions, you were all through the field just a little bit. And then it seemed like once you got up there towards the front, there was no stopping that 113 machine. You just had it pretty much on rails, and like you said, staying out at the end. What is there to lose? I mean, there's really not much you can lose in that situation. And dang, if you didn't go out here and win the thing off that.
Yeah, it definitely shocked me. Like I told everyone, I said I was happy just to make it this far in the playoffs, let alone to win a race in it this far into it and move on to the next round, man. I'm kind of speechless. I really am.
Heck yeah, man. That is awesome. John, you got any words for Daniel?
Yeah, I just do have a question about I guess the strategy that you were doing. You said that you happened to pit like one lap later at the end of the stage there, and you also said that you kind of didn't wish for that caution to happen. But when that caution did come out, what were your thoughts about like your plans to try to hold off the guys behind you? Like, what were you thinking at that moment?
Well, I told Wes, we were chatting back and forth. I told him, I said the only advantage I do have is I have fresher tires than these guys because they took tires before I did because I pitted so late, and I mean that's how I guess the strategy worked on that. But for like the caution, I mean, I was hoping no caution. We were in a good position to win that way, and it came out, and I was like, oh man. And Wes was lucky enough to get the wave around, so it worked out in our favor.
Congratulations on that win. And I also wanted to say that if you can keep up this consistency and even make it to the championship 4, I think this shows that there can always be these fuel strategies that can change up the results of the races. And I think that you definitely have a shot at Phoenix if you can make it there.
Oh, definitely. We're not giving up.
Great to hear that. And congratulations on the win tonight.
Heck yeah, Daniel. It was awesome to have you up here, man. Big pleasure to finally get you up here in the booth. You've had a handful of top fives, or a handful of top 10s, a couple of top fives, and now you're gonna come in here off of a season that's been pretty consistent, man, and pick up that win and then that much needed first win. Not only for the mentality, but hey, for the playoffs, man. And like you said, not even expecting to make it to the round of 8. You're going to the round of 8 now, and just an awesome night, man. We heard all the drivers coming over the radio giving you congratulations. So we knew this was one that definitely meant a lot when it happened. So just good to see you pick up that first one of the season. And yeah, if you've got any final words, final thoughts, shout outs, or anything before we let you go here tonight, you can go ahead and throw them out there.
Yeah, I got to thank my team at Flex Motorsports, Wes, man. He made that call. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here where I'm at. And Dakota, he's got some tough luck this season. He's pretty new at it, so he's getting the hang. And just the whole team in general. Got to thank you guys for broadcasting. Jason for this everything he does for this. He does so much, puts so much time in this, and I appreciate it. And I got to thank the woman to let me do this. I mean, it's like a second job, you almost want to call it. Got to thank R&S Button Box. Got to thank iRacing, iFlag, Tubbs at Milder Media and Design for this killer wrap. I think I got everybody.
Heck yeah, Daniel. Hey, again, congratulations, man. You're going to be moving on to the next round, and we're excited to see you be out there and racing with that yellow banner still on your race truck come next week at Talladega.
Heck yeah, guys. Hopefully I speak to you next week too, huh?
Heck yeah. Hey, why not? That's two to make it true, right?
Right.
Well, hey, Daniel, again, congratulations, man. And good luck in the rest of your week. And we'll be seeing you next Tuesday, man.
Yeah, you guys have a good week. We'll holler.
You too, buddy. All right, and that was your winner, Daniel Worthington, in that 113 machine. So you hear a lot of excitement out of our top 3 here tonight, boys. And for there's a dang good reason why we had some good racing between all of our points finishers. So it was just a good race, and we got to see a lot of championship standings get shaken up now here tonight. So that's another thing I love to see. But yeah, John, Chris, you guys got any final words before we let the folks go here tonight?
Yeah, I think that was just a lot of great racing. You saw just a lot of green flag action until that last caution, with just like a few laps to go. So we got to see a little bit of short sprint racing to the finish, and a lot of pit strategy and some long run speed. Got to see the comers and goers, and also a track that was pretty difficult to pass, so required a lot of planning in terms of the lines they were going to run. And so yeah, it was cool to see a lot of these guys in the playoffs just running up at the front, just proving why why they've dominated so much of the season.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. It is good to see some of these guys that you don't normally see up here in the front starting to run up here in the front. Like Daniel Worthington, like Josh was saying. It's good to see. It's good to see drivers that we don't get to talk about a lot running up here in the front. Robert Richards got a 5th place finish, so good on good on that 48 truck. That's a good finish on him. We don't get to talk about him that much. Travis Twitty, 1 point away, 1 position away from getting a top 10 finish. He got that 11th position, but hey, it's just a good race from all these drivers. Like we say every week. Excuse me. Like we say every week. Bluegrass guys, they put on a good show. We enjoy calling it. We enjoy that Jason called us on here to be a part of it, and we're just glad that we can be here. It's gonna be a lot of fun going into Talladega next week with the trucks, but it's gonna be a fun week. We're going to Talladega next week, and then Martinsville, so it's gonna be big track, short track, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. But as far as it goes, we still got the Texas race tomorrow for the Cup Series, so tune in tomorrow at 9 o'clock and check them out.
Yeah, check out Jonathan and company, man. It was good to have you up here in the booth tonight, John. You gave us a lot of insight. Like all you other drivers that come in here. Like Chris said, we may know how to get around the racetrack and will those things, but it's always nice to have another driver come in here. You really get to pick your brain. You get to hear what you're thinking about. What mentally you would do in a situation. So it's always nice to to have that extra input, have that extra set of eyes, extra brain, the power, as I guess I could say, to come in and just really put on a good show for these fans. So it's been enjoyable having you Cup guys up here, and week in and week out we have a blast. So again, thank you for taking the time, man, and hey, good luck in that race tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks. It was super fun commentating the race and definitely a learning experience throughout. I think you guys did a great job and it was just nice, comfortable atmosphere, just hanging out. And I hope to do it again sometime. So, yeah, I appreciate it.
Heck yeah, man. Like we tell everybody, that door's always open for you guys if you want to come up here and have some fun. We always enjoy having the Cup Series guys up here. But either way, I hope you guys at home, all the fans, enjoyed the show. If you're on that YouTube page, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when we do go live at all times for the Truck and Cup Series. And if you're on that Facebook, hit that like button. Hit that share button as well. You know, send it message or do whatever you want to. Hit up some friends that you know love the virtual platform of iRacing, love seeing the racing, anything, race heads, anything. You know, we need more fans out here. We enjoy your guys' company, and hey, if it wasn't for you guys, I don't think we'd really have much of a show to put on. So we do enjoy you guys being here, and yeah, I just want to say a big shout out to all the Bluegrass guys again for having us up here in the booth, and big shout out again to John Swartz on his race tomorrow, as he was up here in the booth with us tonight. But that is going to be everything from me, Chris, and John up here in the booth, and yeah, make sure to come to the Cup race tomorrow. Big shout out to Buttkicker, and make sure to be here at 9 p.m. Wednesday night, tomorrow night, for the Cup race at Texas. We're going to be racking them back up, doing it all over again. So it is going to be fun, and you are definitely not going to want to miss it. But again, good night from the Bluegrass iRacing series, and we will be seeing you tomorrow night. So yeah, have a safe day tomorrow, and we are signing off, folks.